Hello, it is Alex Stop here, and we are in Formula Xbox, and we are at Suzuka with a very good weekend. Now, as requested, I will bring up the standings for you now. There you go. As you can see, Hybe, who's replaced K Gibbs F1, is ahead by quite a bit after winning Singapore. Ignored Finger has fallen behind, but now I'm going to bring you round a lap of Suzuka. This is my first ever pole, although I did get one in Silverstone, but it didn't count because the lobby crashed. But as you go into the first corner, shifting down to fifth, and the second corner's down into third, then you need to spot your acceleration point right there, so you just hit that curb. Then fifth gear here, fourth through all of these corners, so it's a lift, then down, then lift, then down. And then there's another lift, then you go down, and this is where you can really start pounding. I should have opened my DRS here, I could have got even more time, but in the end I didn't. But as you can see, I'm purple on myself, but only by a little, so this lap could, when I was driving it, not be better. But hitting a late apex in that corner was crucial, and then using Kers out of here because it's the slowest corner on the track. And Kers aids the acceleration of the car more than the top speed, so that's where I use most of my Kers, or a lot of my Kers. And then it's fourth through here, and then third through this difficult left-hander where there is a little bit of a hill, and that can cause your car to become unstable and you go into the gravel trap. Luckily it didn't happen to me, but it can. It can in the race. But yet again, you can see I'm up, closing my DRS for the 130R, and then instantly reopening it, but down into the last chicane, cutting enough curb, and then it's a simple straight to the finish. And I only went like 6 thousandths quicker, but in the end I end up 3/10 ahead of my new teammate Chicken Macaroon, and it was 1.1 to Drastic Midget. So very good qualifying for Williams, and very good qualifying for me. As you can see, I've made little mistake at the end of qualifying. That's not really that important. You don't need to know that happened. But now we are in the race, and of course started from pole. I know that I need to get a really good start so I don't end up with anybody smashing into the back of me in the first corner, because the first corner here is very fast, so you'll end up going a long way off, maybe getting a front wing off, or maybe even retiring from the race because the barrier will just suddenly appear in front of you. Williams' first ever 1-2. Williams' first ever pole. I think it's the only ever pole that hasn't been Lotus. So this is pretty crucial actually. You hear someone revving their engine weirdly behind me, but we've got the lights, and we are away in Suzuka, and I've got the start over Chicken Macaroon and Drastic Midget. It's going well so far. But into the first corner I completely forget what speed I'm going at, and then Drastic Midget hits me while I'm off track, and then a little tap for some reason puts him into a spin. Luckily I don't get a penalty for it because I don't deserve a penalty, and he agrees. But Elusive Kev is going slow here. I'm going to have a little battle with him. I'm going to try around his outside, but now I'm going to cut back to his inside, and I made it through. And now I'm up into fourth place, but starting from pole I'd expect to be in first place from here. So now I am looking at Ignored Finger, who had quite a bad qualifying. You know, he said he had 2 purple sectors. Whether he did or not, I don't know. But he's probably very fast because he did win 5 races in a row in Formula Xbox, which nobody else has been able to do. The maximum, except for that, was 2, I think, by when it was K Gibbs F1. Although Hybe has stepped into his place, scoring points for him because his Xbox broke. But as you can see, I'm quite comfortably faster at this stage of the race. I'm not feeling under pressure, I'm feeling like I'm getting held up, which is a lot different. It's easier to drive the car when you're not under pressure from behind. But then something controversial happens, as I think Drastic Devil smashes into the back of Chicken Macaroon, who then Drastic Devil crashes into Ignored Finger. And that's quite a big accident, but I still end up leading lap 1. And I just have better pace than everybody. and Hybe was on a different strategy. He started on hards, which is why he's in second place at the moment. Why he's in second place, and Chicken Macaroon should have next second when he pits. But here I am coming into the pits. I currently have the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, there's literally nothing else to really say because I was phenomenally fast. I don't know how I got a setup so comfortable around this track. Usually I struggle around this track, especially around the S's, but this setup was just lovely to drive. But I think, yeah, that's a back marker. Yeah, I did lead every single lap of this race, which is a really good thing. But I'm now going to bring you round the fast lap of the race, which I decided to do at the end because Hybe beat me and did like a 36.9, and this was like a lap 11. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go on slow fuel mix and then save up some fuel so I can really go for the last lap and get that fastest lap. And this is the fastest lap, and you'll see how much faster it is, as Hybe has been catching Chicken Macaroon a lot in this stint. Hybe on the softer tyres now, as I'm already purple in the first sector. I'm a second up on my previous lap, not my 37.0 lap, the lap 12, because that's how it works. But Chicken Macaroon has got like Hybe like half a second off him. I think we can see him on the minimap. Can we? There we are. There they are, poking out of the minimap. Two dots going right next to each other. I spot my braking zone perfectly for this corner. Take no curb at all on the outside, which is rare, and then no curb at all on the inside, which isn't really what you want to do, because you want to maximise your curbs and maximise how straight you can get your car. Through 130R, of course, no DRS because during the race didn't use DRS at all in this race, and I am still purple. And going into the last chicane, quick right and left, and then to the line. I take my third or fourth victory in Formula Xbox? Fourth victory. Very, very good victory. And that's pretty much it. No more highlights, but here are the standings for you while we have some spectating in the background. And I am 2 points behind. Ignored Finger has dropped even more because of that crash. So this has been Alex Stop, and I'll see you next week.